Yo, what's going on, Cowboys fans? It's your boy Foots here. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing. Also, want to shout out our dynamic sponsors, BetUS. BetUS can take care of all your betting needs. It's going to be a tough line this week. Baltimore versus Dallas. That's going to be one that I'll be talking about throughout the week. We'll kind of see how we want to play that, depending on if we get Jake Ferguson back, depending on if we get some help offensively, and just listen to the players and depending on if they're focused or not. Let's talk about this Saints game because I got to be honest. I don't want to completely go off the rails like I see a lot of people, but I'll just be honest. Like, I don't think this is a offense versus defense thing, although it doesn't help when your defense pretty much gives up 5 straight scoring touchdowns. Scoring drives, touchdown drives. You kind of traded field goals with them, and we'll get to that. But when they're humming like that, you know, even I'm not on my best game. When they're humming like that, it's you can't go field goal for touchdown, and that's what the Saints were able to do. I gotta say, as much as I want to say, Zimmer let us down, and I don't think it was really that. I think it was you got punched in the mouth and you didn't hit back. You got ran by. Yeah, I'm definitely not on my best game, y'all. You got ran by, and what I mean by ran by is, this video is probably gonna look all over the place, but I try to bring you guys a car video because I know you guys like the car videos, and of course my stand is falling, and so I'm looking like the Cowboys defense. I'm all over the place. I was really disappointed with the effort and the level of physicality. Let's take scheme out of it. Take scheme out of it. I think that the scheme defensively could have been better. Clint Kubiak, man, shout out to him. He did a great job. Shout out to Derek Carr. I don't think Derek Carr is a Hall of Famer. I don't think Derek Carr is some amazing quarterback. I think he's okay. But if you're gonna let him front run and play with confidence and not get near him, then Derek Carr can make you pay. And that's what he did. I mean, that throw to Shaheed, number one, you got split safeties. I don't know what the coverage was. I don't know if it was cover two. I don't know if it was palms. But I know you had split safeties. And I know between Malik or Donald, there's no way that Shaheed should have just ran past both of those two. And I didn't think that both of those two played well at all. Neither safety, Donovan Wilson or Malik Hooker, neither one of them tackled well. Neither one of them rallied to the ball. Just because Alvin Kamara breaks off a long run doesn't mean it should be a 61-yard or whatever it was touchdown. On that play, I'm looking at Donovan Wilson. I'm like, man, this guy looks slow. This defense may not be for him. But then I had to catch myself, and I said, you know what? As much as I want to put the blame on the offense, or I just think it was an effort and physicality thing. The Saints were more physical. When the Saints came up and made tackles, they you heard a pop. There's a little bit of that early on with Dallas and offense, but it wasn't. They were more physical. There were times that I saw the pocket being collapsed. Dak couldn't step up. I didn't think that Dak played his best game yesterday because, unfortunately, when you go down that much that early, you're like, and this is another thing. Everybody's talking about the running game and we need running backs, and well, the problem with that is yesterday a running game really wouldn't have helped. Like, you're down, you're not going to be able to get the run game going when you're down 14-3 before you get your first glass of water. So I get it. Like, and I respect the fact that they gave Deuce Vaughn a few looks. Gave him a lot of looks. Gave him an opportunity, man. And he was okay. There was one run that I saw where he just didn't hit it with vision. But I've that's kind of where I've been with Deuce Vaughn. I mean, he did earn the right to make the team, but then it's like I said, when it's live bullets, Deuce Vaughn isn't gonna make anybody miss. Your best bet right now is Rico Dowdle and praying that Dalvin Cook can give you something, but it's gonna be the type of runs that you give Dalvin Cook. They didn't even play Zeke for the first half. It didn't feel like Zeke got any reps for the first half. And if he did, he may have finished with like 7, 6 plays. But I mean, it just feels like having Zeke on the team at this point is just a waste. And with Deuce Vaughn, he's just small, man. Like he's gonna go down on first contact, and right now he doesn't make anybody miss in space, so he's not special. And so to me, it's gonna be Rico Dowdle and pray. And first of all, pray he doesn't get injured, and then just pray that he can continue to be the hammer, not the nail. Because there were times yesterday that he was the hammer. Then there was times where the Saints were coming down here and smacking him. Mario did, and they have that type of defense. Like that's how Dennis Allen coaches it. Dennis Allen coaches that team to be physical, to play a little chippy, play a little dirty, but that's how he coaches in that NFC South style of football. And they honestly took it to the Cowboys yesterday, and the Cowboys had no answer. At 1 o'clock, it looked like they were still asleep, probably all partying, all reading the paper this week. And guess what? They got smoked. It happens in football. If you take an opponent, if you don't respect your opponent, because all this week it was the Cowboys are back. Look what they did to the Browns. Oh man, that they were able to move the ball on that Browns defense and all that, right? They didn't respect their opponent. Dak didn't respect his opponent. He can come to the podium and say whatever. They didn't respect the Saints. And they got punished. So this is what they needed. They needed to be humble. Good old taste of humble pie. Saints put up 40 on your head. What you gonna do about it? And I gotta say, everybody's gonna talk about Clint Kubiak's scheme. And I mean, bro, he ran pitch like 5 times back to back. He didn't do anything like we got to stop this, man. The Shanahan tree, they didn't do anything overly special. They just ran the ball at you and you couldn't stop it. All he did was, bro, he overloaded one side, ran a pitch, and they just ran to the first down to the sticks. That's not like some great design run play. Just a crack toss. I mean, that's everybody has that in their playbook. So it wasn't a Shanahan tree thing. Like that's kind of we got to stop that. They literally just were more physical than you. I mean, they ran a pitch over and over. We're talking about a pitch here, guys, where they outflank you and just run the ball to the edge. That's all they did. Alvin Kamara looked like, if we're being honest, it looked like the Cowboys were scared to tackle Alvin Kamara, or they just didn't feel like they could get him to the ground. It had nothing to do with scheme. It didn't. So those are my thoughts on it, guys. I mean, if we're being honest, the Cowboys have a long season. I still think the Cowboys have a great team. I think they'll be fine. But they got punched in the mouth yesterday. And now they got to play a Baltimore team that's reeling. They got to play a Baltimore team that's on the ropes. And I don't know, man. Lamar Jackson, that's going to be a tough game because they're going to try to run them. They're going to basically carbon copy what the Saints did. Try to run the ball at you and then try to hit you over the top with play action pass. Now, the good thing about Baltimore is early looks. They don't have the other receiving threat. Like Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, that's going to be a great duo all year, man. Like, got to respect those guys. Those dudes are good, bro. Like, so that's going to be an amazing receiving threat all year, both of those guys. If Derek Carr can keep it up now, it'll be just our luck. Derek Carr is going to go out against Philly and play like trash. It never fails. But against Dallas, you're going to get everybody's best shot. So that's what happens. So you're playing against Baltimore next week. I think it's a winnable game. But I also say this. If Dallas is going to show up and not play good football and not be awake and just not bring their A game, and Dallas is going to lose that game. And they'll be 1-2. All right. It's your boy Foots. As always, thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Have a great morning. Have a great Monday. Peace.